All right, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact email script and system that we use to book near 4,000 calls at this point. And we're going to cover everything from how to think about it, what the emails look like, the exact scripts. And at the end, I'm also going to show you some of the highest performing scripts that we have that have honestly booked near 1,000 plus calls that you can honestly just copy. So the first thing you can see over here is that this system, like any other one, it's a system, meaning it has inputs and it has outputs. Now in this one specifically, the inputs are leads and the outputs are bookings, right? Now you can see over here that there's a couple parts of the process, right? There's the initial email. Okay, what's the first thing we send to a brand new person? Okay, when they reply, what do we say? And then how do we follow up to keep the conversation going? So I'm going to walk you through mainly the first one today, and then in other videos I'll probably show you what the other ones look like. So just a general overview, just so you can understand the entire flow. You can see that there's really 3 stages. It's very, very simple, right? And this is how we were able to book so many meetings completely automatically for our agency clients, because it was just so simple, right? A VA, any random person could just follow this and book 3-5 calls a day. So you can see we start from initiated, right? This is what we send to someone, like the first cold email, right? And if they don't reply to that, we follow up twice. Okay, then we have engaged, right? So this assumes someone replied positively. Right, you sent the email, you're like, look, this is what we do, mind if I send some more info? They're like, yeah, tell me more. Then, if they reply positively, we send the mini pitch, right? This is, and again, I'll go into all this in detail, but this is essentially just explaining what you do and then you get them onto a booking. Now, some quick things over here. The function of the initial email, because most people get this wrong. The function of the initial email is to just get the reply. That is it. We're not looking to sell them on our services on the first email. We just want to get them to say yes. Like, yes, you can email me without me blocking you or sending you a spam. And then the replies, this is where you get the booking, right? It's a very similar example. It's like if you meet someone brand new, you're not going to be like, I don't know, like whatever. You're not going to let them babysit your kids just meeting them. It's like, it's too much of an ask. You need to like gradually build up to that, right? So there's a couple things I want to walk you through. We're going to go through this quickly, but these are the components of a script. For context, when we used to run this for our clients, every single time we've worked with like 90 different industries, 200 plus clients, and we use the exact same template every single time. Whether it's e-com, whether it's consulting, whether it's software, whether it's local business, this is the framework that we used every single time. So we start with the personalization, right? Then we go into our offer. What do we do? Proof of doing that, a call to action, and then a PS. Okay, so if you're wondering where all this is from, this is actually from our one-on-one coaching program where we help agencies to scale. If you want more info on that, I mean, just check the first link in the description. But going on to it, just some brief tips on how to actually do this. Like you saw above, the personalization is essentially just a function of explaining that we are sending an email to them personally. It's not like some completely broadcasted spam email to 50,000 people. It's like, no, this is actually made for you. That's the core function of it. So besides that, let's start with the offer. Now, a good offer has tangible, desirable outcomes. It has clear timeframes and has risk reversals. And again, I'm going to give you literal exact examples of this later on. So don't worry about it. Like, we're going to go into it step by step. Now, the key point here is that these are not binary. It's not like you have it or you don't have it. It's like, it's to what extent do you have it? So it's like, let's say you have a risk reversal, right? One person's risk reversal might be like, look, if you do 1 million different things, this, and this, then you may get a refund. It's like, yes, that's a risk reversal. But if you're like, you pay nothing up front and you only pay once you make $10,000, it's a much better risk reversal than that. So that's the offer. The proof is essentially just backing up your offer. So it's like if I say to an agency, and I'm like, look, I'm going to help you add an extra 30,000 a month in the next 6 months. They'll be like, okay, dude, in the email. But if I'm like, I'll help you add an extra 30,000 in 6 months, boom, these 17 clients added 300,000 in 2 months. They'll be like, okay, this sounds better. So essentially the function of mentioning case studies, proof, experience is just explaining that you actually mean what you say. Anyone can make an offer, but very few people can actually back it up. So the next thing, once we've made the offer, it's like, boom, I can help you do this. Here's proof that I've actually done it. Then it's like, okay, where do we go from here, right? And most people mess this up. They'll just push too much. So what they do is they're like, let's get a call booked. They're like, I don't even know who you are. So what we've found, and honestly, we've tested this across like 1,000 scripts, this call to action, we need to make it as low friction as humanly possible. So instead of saying like, do you want to buy my SEO? It's like, no, like, can I send you some more info? They're like, yeah, of course you can send some more info. Okay, you send some more info, boom. Want to get on a call? Yeah, let's get on a call, boom, done. And you go to the next step. So we're going to make it as light as possible. So we've gone through the personalization. There's a few other things in here that I'll go through. The first thing is, I mean, again, this is from the actual modules that we have. So you can just see that like we have a system for automatically collecting all the case studies once it's all there. I mean, for context, when we used to run this done for you wise, we combined AI, we combined automation, and when a client would onboard, like it would literally just create the script and everything completely automatically using this. But again, just to keep things simple, I just want you to have the understanding of what's a part of this. So the next thing we're going to go through is the initial email. And this is essentially the first email in the process. So I'm going to walk you through the actual workflow for doing this. And again, for everything here, if you want access to these documents, I store them all in our free school group, right? So we have modules on this, on setting, on sales, on delivery, on literally everything. It's all in there. Before like 1 million people comment, where's the link, where's the link, where's the link? Okay, so next thing, this is the exact workflow that you can use to actually get this created. So honestly, right now, I would pause the video. I would join the group, right? Should be in the description. Get access to this. It's in the classroom section. This will literally be in there. And I want you to fill these things out while we're going through it, okay? So what we're doing here, essentially, is we are writing a script for your ideal client. You're gonna make this once. You're gonna put it in your email sending tool, and it's just gonna send automatically. And if you can book just like 5 calls a week, you never have to figure it out again. Like you will have bookings for the rest of your life, so take this seriously. So step 1 is to just define who is your ideal client, right? Who do you want to work with? For example, I help, small scale marketing agency owners. When I say small scale, I mean like below 100,000 a month. I don't mean like $500 a month, okay? So we work with marketing agencies, right? Desired outcome, let's just say the people we work with, they want to add an extra 50, 100, many 200K a month. Time frame, anywhere from 6 months to a year. Guaranteed risk reversal, like we guarantee all the results for that. So we just write all these down. Then you want to write down all your proof, right? So if you don't have it already, just think, okay, what are all the times we've helped clients? What results did we help them to get? So you'll just put the client's names over here. So literally just list their names, then list the outcomes that you're able to generate for them. So in this case, you would do something, ideally a revenue outcome, right? So let's say you helped a client go from $10,000 to $30,000 per month. That's the outcome. You add an extra 20,000. But you can see over here, I put like the bracket S, because you can have many different outcomes. So for example, when we help our clients, we don't just help them increase revenue. Yes, we do, but that's the primary one. We also help them to generate more leads. We also help them to increase their close rate. We also help them to remove the founders from the day-to-day. These are all additional secondary benefits that we can also put into these campaigns. And again, you can see over here, like this isn't just some like clickbait thing for the end of the call. Like I'll show you some examples, but that's all that. Then the time frame. Okay, how long did it take to achieve those outcomes? I want you to understand the thinking behind this, because it's really the case that people are like, oh, does cold email work? Does messaging work? Does outreach work? It's really the case that all we're doing is we're mentioning a positive outcome. It's like, let's say you go to one pizza shop and you're like, hey dude, I helped the last pizza shop guy to add an extra 50,000 in 6 days. Do you want the same? They're like, yes, I would love to grow my pizza shop. Like that is it. That's all we're doing here. We're not doing some fancy weird tactic. We're just saying, I have this thing that you probably want. Do you want it? That's it. Okay? So then we go to the call to action. Honestly, we recommend just saying, mind if I send some more info? Right? That is literally it. Okay? So the next thing is an optional PS. I honestly wouldn't bother with this. I think personalization and PS. I wouldn't bother with this, the PS. What I would do for the personalization is, if you have more time than money, then I would manually just personalize the things. If you want to go a step further, and we have some people in the free group doing this and in the one-on-one coaching doing this, they just use AI to do the personalization. And if you want to do like a generic approach, this is what we did when we used to run the campaigns for our clients before AI was all fancy and stuff back in the day. We just used to say, because our ops manager would source all of our leads for us, we would write the campaigns. We would just say, like, my ops manager showed me a website and I thought I'd reach out. And to the prospect, that's like, oh, okay, wonder who's the ops manager. And it sounds very personalized, even though they just like bulk sourced in Apollo, but regardless. So just put whatever you have here. You can copy ours, but man, the amount of emails we've sent, they'll probably recognize. They'll be like, hey, why are you using script? But regardless, right? The key thing is just use some personalization in the first line. You don't have to, I wouldn't worry about the PS. It's just, yeah. So here, step 5 is just create the script. You just put them all together. So you want to start with a greeting. Hey, name, hi, name. Personalization. My ops manager showed me your website. I thought I'd reach out. Offer. Then it's like, okay, you might be thinking like, what offer and what proof should I choose? Just choose the ones as close to your ideal client as possible. Like the people that you're sourcing now, essentially just make it as close to that as possible. An example of this, let's say you have many different case studies. Some of them you've helped chiropractors, you've helped agencies, you've helped dentists, all these things. For this campaign specifically, just source, let's say, dentists or chiropractors. Just source one of them. Okay, let's say we're going with chiropractors. All of the case studies are all going to be based on the chiropractor. So you're only going to mention other chiropractic case studies. The offer is just going to be based on that. So you're not going to be like, I help pizza shop chiropractors, desk, like no. You just say, I help chiropractors to get this desired outcome. Because the more specific that you can be to the person that you're speaking to, the more powerful and potent the messaging is, right? If I came to you and you're an agency owner and I'm like, I'll help you grow your business. You were like, cool, like, yeah, I want that, but like, what does that mean? But if I go to you and I'm like, look, I'm gonna help you generate an extra 50 to 100 qualified inbound leads every single month, help you increase your sales conversion rate from 5% to 30% and help you add an extra 70,000 MRR in the next 60 days. You're like, okay, that sounds better. That sounds way better than just grow your business. So that's that. Just put it all together and then you can launch it. If you want, I can review it in like the free group or something, but regardless, here's some examples. These are actual campaigns that we ran. Each of these have booked 500 meetings at least, right, with this. So here's an example for done for you appointment setting. Now, the key thing is to not copy it. And I know one of you guys are going to copy this thing word for word. But the reality is I just want you to take the lessons from it, right? Take the principles from it and you can apply it to your own situation. So you can see over here, we're just using the standard ops manager showed me a website and I thought I'd reach out. But you can see here, the offer is very specific. We help marketing agencies to add an extra 30 to 50K per month within 6 to 12 months on a complete pay and results basis, right? So that's the offer. Now, we build the offers out for our clients, which is why there isn't like too much on the actual offer and stuff over here because we've already built that for them, just using like best practices. But again, just put whatever you have. The key points is to say who you help, so the niche, the ultimate outcome over here, extra 30 to 50K per month, then the time frame, and then the guarantee or risk reversal. If you don't have one of these, just use like a unique mechanism. So when AI was like, ooh, AI, people started saying like, they would just use the exact script as this, but they'd be like, using this AI, it's like, but anyway, it worked. So same when TikTok came out, we're like using this brand new TikTok advertising thing. We're like, okay, same thing. But regardless, so for your situation, literally just adjust these variables with your own thing, right? The niche, the outcome, the time frame, and then the risk reversal / guarantee. And then I know someone's going to ask, like, oh, what if I don't have case studies? Just leave the case study part out, right? So this is the case study part. We recently helped AGP to add an extra 74,000 per month within 85 days while helping them book 10 to 20 qualified meetings per month. So here you can see this is where the secondary outcomes come into play, right? It's like, here's the revenue, here's the time frame, but also book 10 to 20 qualified meetings per month. For an e-com brand, if you're helping them, while also helping them to reduce their margins, while also helping them to build a Instagram audience of an extra 73,000 followers. These are all just pluses, benefits. And then again, like you saw, the low friction CTA might be able to do the same for you. Mine for sends more info. Best Ethan. Right, here's some other examples. We had a client in the past, some of you may have seen the testimonial, Zach. He added an extra 120,000 a month in 90 days. He scaled to nearly 250K. This is a campaign that we used for him when we were targeting, and many other e-com brands to be honest, or e-com agencies. When they add an extra, they want to target 8-figure plus companies. So for Zach, he wanted to get in contact with billion-dollar companies. So just rest assured this works for all parts of the spectrum. Okay, so here's an example of a actual personalized line. Saw your collab with Gymshark on Instagram, and I thought I'd reach out. You can see over here it's using, like, it's casual language, right? It's not like, wow, exclamation mark, congrats on your achievement from Boston University. It's like, we're not saying that. It's like, saw your collab with Gymshark, thought it was pretty cool. Here, we typically help 8-figure activewear brands generate an extra 2 to 10 million per year on a complete pay and results basis, right? Simple offer, really nice. Recently helped Nike's Australian sector to add 3.6 million last quarter while increasing their profit margins by 3%. So here, I wanted to give some examples of additional benefits. You can see increased profit, mentioning other people in the space. If you've got multiple case studies in the space, call them all out, right? Recently helped Nike's Australian sector, Adidas, and Puma to add a combined this much. Now, that probably wouldn't be ideal because you're helping competing businesses, but regardless, you get the point. Might people do the same for you? It creates a sense of FOMO. You know, it's like if all the local businesses in the area, you're helping all of them, but there's one guy who's like struggling with his marketing. If you're like, hey, we're helping all the other cool companies, like, do you want help as well? You'll be like, yeah. And then same thing, open some more info. Here's an example of the PS. If you've got like so much proof and so much things to offer that you just can't fit it in the actual script, this is what we used to do. We would end ours off with PS. We've also done this for 192 other agencies. They'll be like, whoa, that's pretty big. So you can do the same here, right? It's just some additional proof that you can add. Now the lead generation. So this is an example of one with no case studies, right? So let's say you're targeting roofers. Open the booking an extra 10 to 20 warm pre-qualified roofing projects on a done for you pay and results basis. If so, mine for sends more info. This is one of the best if you don't have case studies, because you want to lean on the done for you aspect of your delivery and the pay and results aspect. So this is an example of someone who may do like a one-time setup, let's say like $3,000 to $5,000, and then a amount per lead generated, right? So let's say $3K up front and then $100 per lead. This is what you can do as a script, right? Even if you don't have case studies. So to conclude this one, just write yours out. So honestly, this alone, because 80%, 90% of your bookings should come from the first email in a cold email sequence. Genuinely, just use this, get results. There are other aspects to it, like the reply creation, follow-up creation, campaign setup. We'll cover that in a future video, and then some other things there. So if you want more info on not just the email system, but holistically how we go about scaling agencies, just check the video. It's the first link in the description. It just walks you through the systems that we've used for some of our clients who have scaled to 200,000, 300,000, some 400,000 per month. Using systems like this where you can automate the whole process, scale up, and just go from there. I'll talk to you in the next one.